We have a very wild market starting out this morning, but no evidence of a continuation of a correction of equities or of any kind of a rotation in equities this morning. In fact, quite the opposite. The NASDAQ was up 270. Now it's only up, I think, 180. But the Dow is now in negative territory, where it was up nicely this morning. Anyway, with just one day to go for Tesla earnings, Tesla is up strongly, although off of its highs of the day already. Unclear where the market is, if the market is in any way responding to Joe Biden dropping out of the race, or Kamala Harris becoming the likely standard bearer. Not much headlining of people coming to a conclusion in either direction on that. Of course, the Kamala Harris reality is going to be tossed around a lot over the next 4 weeks until the convention. There's no real certainty, although she certainly is the likely standard bearer at this point. Anyway, the VIX, the fear index, I know I don't talk about the VIX very much, but sometimes when it's super low or super high, well, right now it's still sitting at 15.75, and that is pretty strong, pretty high on that fear index, or volatility index. It's known as both. All right. All right. This was really big news this morning. It won't be reported as really big news, but you and I know it's really big news. This is Elon Musk saying this morning, Tesla will have genuinely useful humanoid robots in low production for Tesla internal use next year, and hopefully high production for other companies in 2026. It's really all you need to know about Tesla. That's it. There you go. In a nutshell, I don't care about robotaxis. I don't care about FSD. I don't care about their cars. I don't care about their energy division. This division will be so much larger than anything else that Tesla is doing or any other company can contemplate doing. So, genuinely useful humanoid robots in low production for Tesla internal use next year, and high production for other companies in 2026. Now, you want to contrast that with what Elon said earlier when he said he might be selling some robots to other companies in 2025. This actually doesn't completely reverse that. He didn't talk about selling a lot of humanoid robots to outside companies next year. And so high production for other companies in 2026 doesn't necessarily mean there won't be some sales in 2025 outside of Tesla. It doesn't really matter if they're going to be in high production in 2026. That's what matters. All right. This is huge, additional huge news. Now, this is not specific Tesla news, but it really impacts Tesla, believe me. This is also from Elon Musk. He says, nice work by the xAI team and the X team and NVIDIA and supporting companies. They've already gotten the Memphis supercluster training started at 4:20 a.m. this morning in Memphis time, with 100,000 liquid-cooled H100s on a single RDMA fabric. It is the most powerful AI training cluster in the world. I don't know how to give any color to that. We now have, within the Elon Musk companies, the largest AI training cluster in the world. That's in addition to whatever's happening in the Austin factory at the south end, where they've put in those huge 6 fans to support another combination other things, and combination dojo training cluster there as well. Okay, that's 2 big pieces of news this morning. It could be impacting the stock. I'm not sure. This is from Tony Finn, P-H-I-N. He says, this is, I assume I didn't look up his exact title, but he's over at AI. When we started xAI, he says, when we started the company a year ago, our objective was to achieve 3 advantages: a data advantage, a talent advantage, and a compute advantage. Starting today, we have all 3. Okay, sounds good to me. In an opinion piece by Navalier on Market Watch, he says, this should be evident when Tesla reports second quarter earnings after the U.S. market's closing bell on July 23rd. I expect the EV giant to post $23.5 billion in second quarter sales. I think that's a little low. And operating earnings of 62 cents per share. I'm assuming that's all in after the one-time charge. Above, he doesn't say anywhere in the article. This will be above Wall Street estimates of only 22.39 billion in sales and 56 cents in earnings. Furthermore, I expect Tesla to issue upbeat guidance. Musk is on a quest to lead global EV sales. Well, he's already leading them and command the full self-driving FSD revolution. Yeah, that's already happening. And dominate the energy storage business, already done, with its Powerwall and commercial battery facilities. As Gates likely knows all too well, it's never wise to bet against Elon Musk. In addition to a beat and bullish guidance, Tesla can be expected to discuss full self-driving vehicles. Tesla postponed its planned robotaxi unveiling, tentatively scheduled for August 8 until October, to allow teams working on the project more time to build additional prototypes. I'm not surprised that Tesla delayed this announcement. Actually, it turns out it wasn't about the additional prototypes, but rather about a different prototype, a change in the prototype. I'm not surprised that Tesla delayed this announcement, as the company needs to get this right. While anxious for any news, I suspect that investors want Musk to say it. What they want Musk to say is that Tesla's FSD, specifically version 12.4.3, is the best autonomous self-driving system and will be in robotaxis in the upcoming year, and that Tesla robotaxis for Uber, Lyft, and other services will be the future of transportation. Well, I don't know about all that. What we don't want to hear. It won't be 12.4.3. This guy's a little bit of a moron. Sorry. It'll be maybe 13. It might be 14. We'll see what the number will be, but it will be significantly different, upgraded, and better than what we're driving now. This is from Barron's. Investors likely want to hear CEO Elon Musk reiterate that Tesla can grow volumes in 2024. Yes, they do. We want to hear that, Elon. Tesla delivered about 1.8 million cars in 2023, delivered about 831 in the first half, down about 7% year over year. Tesla needs to pick up the pace in order to beat 2023. We could see management withdraw their expectations for volumes to increase year over year, but wonder if it really matters, wrote Tom Narayan over at RBC. He is more interested in what Tesla says about its next EV slated to hit roads in the first half of 2025. That car will be made at Tesla's existing facilities and should start around 25,000. Narayan says the vehicle can boost growth in 2025. I don't think it's going to start around 25,000, but it will eventually maybe get to 25,000, maybe not even in the 2.5 version, but in the 3.0 version later in the year or into the next year. Investors and drivers, however, haven't seen the prototype yet. He rates Tesla stock a buy with a $227 price target, well under its current price today of over somewhere around $250. Musk could also address Tesla's coming Robotaxi Day. The event was originally slated for August. Shares dropped more than 8% that day, but comments from Musk about the progress of putting self-driving on the road, Tesla's plan to make money from them, would help calm investor nerves. Baird analyst Ben Kallo wrote recently that investors expect Tesla to own and operate some robotaxis in the second half of 2025. The numbers should be small to start, maybe, but success will boost investor confidence in the robotaxi business model. Kallo has a buy rating on Tesla with a 280 price target. At least he's got a higher price target than they're currently sitting at. And I don't think when the robotaxi thing happens, it's not going to be a small rollout. Well, it could be. Could be a one state or one city or two state or two city or maybe even a China rollout at first. Yes, I don't think that's going to be mid 2026 or 25, though. I think that'll be later this year or early in 25. And then there will be a day when he will let you, of course, turn your car into a robotaxi. This is Randy Kirk. Please hit the like button. Well, you've probably done that already because you're such a friend of the channel. And please hit subscribe and notify. Brian White coming up later today. Larry Goldberg tonight, as usual, on Mondays. Very outstanding opportunities tonight for some fun, interesting, motivating content from all of those folks. And then, of course, please hit Patreon, join Patreon. That would be a big help to the channel. We need more and more people to help produce the channel. All right, this is from CNBC this morning. Even the biggest optimists wouldn't have thought we'd be at this huge start to an election year in 1976. What? Okay, I'm so sorry. Even the biggest optimists wouldn't have thought we'd have the best start in the S&P and in the markets to an election year since 1976. Boy, I should have read that earlier. This has been even the bull's dream of a year, says Ryan Dietrich, chief marketing strategist at the Carson Group. The good news is that we think there's still some juice left, as do I. I think we will end the year ahead of today's numbers. All 11 S&P 500 sectors sport positive returns year to date, with 6 featuring double-digit return. Indexes tracking small and mid-sized company stocks are actually up as well. Yes, you've got the huge winners in tech and the communication services. On a relative basis, though, they are doing amazing, but to say that everything else is down is just not true. Investors have reasons to believe that things can improve across the board in coming months, Dietrich says. If inflation keeps improving, the story in the second half is going to be a couple of rate cuts. This could loosen up the gears in what has been a stubborn housing market and should encourage business investment. Both good signs for the broader market, he says. There wasn't much else this morning in terms of news in the general business sector. Okay, so where are the markets right now? Let's see if Tesla has managed to keep their numbers up there, way up in the green. It's come down from, it was up 11 at one point, now up $7.76. We've got the Dow Jones returning to green after bouncing into the red, up 37.69. NASDAQ up 190. It was up much stronger than that earlier, but now it seems to be heading back up again. We have got all of the Magnificent Seven in the green. NVIDIA up almost 4. Microsoft 555. Meta up 12. Apple up, Google up, and the Cathie Wood stocks barely moving, actually, more or less just mixed, but like down 7 cents, up 6 cents. I mean, not a lot of movement in the Cathie Woods this morning. Percentage-wise, we've got the Dow. Okay. We've got the Dow up 0.13%. NASDAQ up over a full percent. No, we don't have a rotation. Up a full 1.12. We've got the S&P up 0.69 and Tesla up 3.39. By far the biggest jump. Well, not by far. NVIDIA up 3.37. So they are about the same this morning. And Tesla, again, way off of its highs of the morning. Let's go ahead and check out those bonds. We have got the 10-year down 2 basis points at 4.218. That's a good number. I like that number. I think it's going to hang around at that 4.2, under 4.225. I think it's going to hang around there for a while. We have got the 2-year, though, up 1.2, which means we now have 30 basis points spread. Okay, we dropped all the way down to 23. Now we're back up to 30 on that inversion. Oh, my goodness. And the 2-month up 0.6 of a basis point this morning. Again, way over the 110 in terms of that spread. All right, let's go ahead and look at the oil market. And the oil market this morning is down. We are now under $80 on Texas Intermediate at 79.73. It doesn't appear that people are at all worried about oil supplies. Brent also down 52 cents this morning at 82.10. Wow, we could be seeing both of them under 70, under 80, into the 70s. Natural gas, on the other hand, is rebounding. I think it's rebounding off of what were really ridiculous lows. So it is up 4.70% this morning at $2.22, call it $2.23. Gold this morning, slightly off, under 2,400, now at 23.96, very close to all-time highs, but falling off of those big numbers of last week. Silver this morning is down a bit, 0.41%, under $30. We've got copper down 1.50% at 4.172. And the buck stops here. Well, the euro with the dollar is flat against the euro and down a bit against the yen. Yeah, can't really say, still nothing, no headline, at least with regard to any intervention on the yen. There was intervention on the yuan this morning. The Chinese dropped their interest rates, surprisingly. Big surprise, nobody was anticipating it. We have got the Bitcoin down 302 at 67,000. So it apparently is not going to challenge, not going to jump back over 70,000 anytime soon. Maybe, we'll see what happens. We have got, that's it. Okay, that's all there is, and there ain't no more. Let's go back and see if Tesla has started to move back up. No, it's still sitting there about where it was at $7.46 up, $246.66. All right, I'm going to remind you one more time. This will probably be the last time I'll mention it, that we did that video with Larry Goldberg the other day, his life and times. About an hour and 15 minutes. I did do a shorter version. There will be a couple of other short versions coming along, but that you just don't want to miss the Larry Goldberg story. It's too much fun, too interesting, encouraging, and maybe even motivating. All right, so you want to check that out. I'll put the card right here. In the meantime, like, subscribe, notify, and we will see you a couple of more times later today. In the meantime, it's been great talking to you.